Hello everyone. I'm at the pool right now, so I will go to the water later, but right now I am just sitting here on the bench because it's still windy right now, so I feel like I think the water will be cold if it's windy and it's a little bit cloudy actually. I thought earlier when I was in the condo, it was actually a good day to go in the pool because it's hot and I want to do a little tanning for a little bit because I like it sometimes. I like to do it sometimes, especially if the sun is out, of course. So yeah, since I'm not yet in the water, I want to talk about my experience traveling as a Filipina with my fiance right now. Actually, we got engaged on February 14. So yeah, we've been together for 4 years, almost 4 years. We lived together actually. So when I met him, it was actually 2022. So yeah, I was chatting with him. We chatted on dating app, Dating Asia. So that was the app that I used to um, look for a partner. So yeah, there we met, and then he flew to my town, and then finally we lived together after that. So anyway, so yeah, living abroad can be a little lonely. It's not just really like happiness and also exciting. It can be lonely, especially for a Filipina who used to be with their family. Especially me, that as a Filipina, I really don't. I was not used to, traveling. I used to live in a town in Samar, where I actually am not really like used to tall buildings and also traveling. So yeah, but I'm also grateful that I can travel and see different places now with the help of my fiance, my partner. He's a nice guy. He's a great person, and I'm very grateful to have him in my life because he is actually letting me to go out from my comfort zone. He wants me to try new things, new food, new cultures, and he is teaching me what real life is. I'm just very grateful to have him. Traveling is not easy in terms of requirements. Requirements traveling as a Filipino can be exhausting because you have to follow all the rules, especially if you are a Filipino, like I said. Well, in my experience as a Filipina, I think, gathered requirements, maybe 3 or 4 requirements, which is I'm gonna discuss it in this video. So first, if you are leaving the Philippines as a Filipino with a foreigner partner, and you don't have that stable income yet, but you have your foreigner partner to support you on those said travel or financing you in the said or those said travel. So at first, I have affidavit of support, which is you can get this affidavit of support in a public attorney in the Philippines, or you can also get this in a private attorney. So in my case, I always get my affidavit of support in a public attorney's office, so it's much cheaper than a private one because I had past experience, which is, I'm still learning. So we get my affidavit of support in a private attorney, which is cost around $10 or 500 pesos. But on the next travels, I learned that I can actually get affidavit of support or AOS in a public attorney's office. So from that one, I only paid around $5, or actually $4 to $5, which is 250 pesos. So yeah, and then the next one, it is very important, guys. If you're a Filipina traveling abroad with a foreigner partner and he is supporting you financially on those side travel, you need affidavit of support, because this paper prove that your partner is the one who is responsible for you financially. He will provide all the ticket, or he will provide the hotel, and then also anything or any expenses that you will be needing on those side travel. So yes, that's very important. If you're at the airport, the immigration officer is going to ask you for that. And then the next one is your hotel bookings. So you need to print that, your hotel bookings, where are you gonna stay, what address. So you have to put that in your AOS too. If you are actually, if you need a template, I can give you that. I can give you that. Just put a comment down below and I will happily share it with you guys. And the next is your airplane ticket. So yeah, you need that for your travel, guys. Immigration officer will gonna ask you that too. Your back and forth flight ticket. So yes, and then I think you need to put that also in your affidavit of support. Mention it there. But just like what I said, if you need a template, I can actually share you with that. So yes, and then the fourth one is it's actually not necessary in my case because they I think I've exited Philippines 3 times from now. So they never asked me a proof of fund since it's my partner, but as what I have seen online in Facebook or TikTok, some Filipinas are saying that some immigration officer are asking money or cash just in case there's something happened to you in that specific country. So you actually have cash that you can use, to buy ticket or for whatever reason you need that cash. But in my case, they did not ask me, but if you can also provide for yourself, why not, just in case. And then, of course, after that, I think so far that's it. As a Filipina traveling with a foreigner partner and you are not married, those are the requirements that I actually prepared. Oh, I'm sorry. There's another one, the last one. It is also important. I also made a scrapbook, which is that one. It has all the photos. It's sort of like scrapbook of my relationship with my partner. It's a proof of relationship. So all in that scrapbook, I put all the photos and pictures where we've been to in the Philippines or pictures with my family to make sure that we are actually together. It's not a BS that, I just said he's my boyfriend, but where's the proof? All the conversations with your partner, all if he send you money for supporting you, you can also put it there. Your photos, wherever you go, those photos are actually important. You can also use that. So yes, those are all the requirements that I prepared when I leave the country. And based on my experience, immigration officer asked you, especially if this is your first time, you really need to prepare all those requirements because those are very important. And when it comes to um, when it comes to interview, so far, if you are actually with, or if you find a guy immigration officer, so far in my experience, they don't ask you a lot. They just ask me, who are you traveling with, who is this guy, what else, when are you going back to the Philippines. So those are really like, I didn't really had a lot of, you know um, questions from a guy immigration officer. But if she's a woman, I had one experience. She's a woman. She's a, yeah, immigration officer. That time was a woman, and she was asking me a little bit more questions, and so that way I've come up with a solution. And also I heard this with a lot of Filipinas also saying that women immigration officer there, no, I've heard this a lot also with other Filipinas, that guy immigration officers are actually a little bit more okay. You know, they're not strict when it comes to questions. But I don't know, maybe it's just based on my experience, guys. So anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. Bye.